Hello everyone, I'm Blake. For those of you who don't know who I am or how I have, I suppose, the authority to make this video, obviously there's not going to be any official authority, but technical authority to make this video. Obviously, like I said, my name is Blake. In previous years, back when the MyStreet and different roleplay productions were still being created, I made reaction content to them on this channel, such as these videos. There's a few of them, probably the most popular ones. I don't know, we'll find out when I edit this. So as we all kind of have noticed, production of this content seems to have ceased from what we know, as well as there's the fact that it's kind of been on a downfall because of that. And there's been a lot of things around the board that have kind of caused that I just kind of want to get into. This is also sort of an update video regarding this channel as a whole, but it's a little bit of both, just kind of discussing everything. I would like to preface that this is all in my own opinion. If anything sounds biased, I apologize. It's not my intention. I'm just explaining things from the point of view of somebody who was a enjoyer of Aphmau content as a reaction viewer, and as a roleplay viewer. I did react to the content that was a part of my connection with the community. However, there's a lot to go with it. I've changed a lot in the time. I mean, I'm kind of going back to my roots here. It's a little bit different, but you can kind of see it here. I'm using my large professional camera, as you may say. I used to have a not so large one that I exclusively would record roleplays with for a bit until I sold it. But kind of going back to the roots there. So yeah, talking about this decline in the community and the production of the roleplay content. To kind of summarize, the final MyStreet episode that we have seen, which probably very well could be the final one, which was an amazing production. I'm not going to discount that. It was an amazing production. And it would make sense if that wasn't almost 3 years ago. The final season episode came out on June 8th of 2019. As of recording this, it is March 21st, 2022. So it's been a little bit. It's been almost 2.5 years. As for actual just production content, like final roleplay coming out from the Aphmau team, Blue Jay Studios, now known as Catface Studios, or I don't know if the studios applies, but you get where I'm getting at. The final production or roleplay came December 21st of 2019, and that was of the series Phoenix Drop Days. For those who don't know, Phoenix Drop Days was sort of just like it was supposed to act as the predecessor to the main MyStreet series. Not always canon. I don't believe that season that came out was canon, but it sort of depends. I haven't read into it too much. I will also preface that I have not done a lot of research for this video. I've done some to give you guys at least some semblance of an accurate video, but I haven't gone full on into it. So as for what we've seen for updates since those final roleplay videos, there's been a few coming through the form of community tab announcements. There's no official Discord. However, there is a Discord created by the community. They are in there, but obviously they don't update in it. It's not their Discord. It's the community's Discord. It's community ran. And social media, I don't think Jess or Jason, Aphmau and her husband, who created the productions, I don't think either of them have posted on Twitter in years, since like mid 2020 well, not years, but like mid 2020, early 2020, something like that. But the first announcement came a few months later after the final roleplay episode, which the only thing with YouTube community tab posts is they don't have specific dates. So it was roughly a few months later, basically stating that COVID was going to delay the production. Here's the post on screen now if you want to pause and read it. Not going to fully read out this one, but that's their first addressment to it. Like I said, a few months later, That was a year ago, almost 2 years ago. The next announcement came, like I said, roughly a few months after the first one. And this one was stating that they were going to be having a child. So obviously that's going to cause more production delays, and I'm not going to hate on that. Life comes first. That's obvious. But just that was one of the things that led to the delay of the production. And here's that one on screen. Like I said, in case you want to read it, it's also not too far down. There's not too many community posts between these older ones. It takes like 30 seconds of scrolling. And 1 year ago, according to the YouTube community post timeline, like I said, doesn't give specific dates. This is the final announcement we have gotten regarding anything related to roleplays at all from this production team. This one I am going to read out because it is a bit more important. Like, this is the final one that everyone references back to when like community members are asked, like on a Reddit, or which I actually got some input from, as well as like the Discord. They reference back to this post. And here's how it reads. Note, I am not reading the first paragraph. It's unimportant to this. I wanted to give an update on my prior RP content. Lots of text. Back in 2019, I was nearing the end of my weekly roleplay era. Before 2020, my channel was heavily dependent on roleplays or story-type content. While Jason and I enjoyed making roleplays and we loved it just as well, it was impossibly difficult to keep up at the rate we had been posting for years. The production of weekly roleplays at the quality we aimed for was incredibly stressful. Once COVID hit, we couldn't have our workplace anymore and had to send everyone home. Making a roleplay remotely and expecting it to be posted every week without air and greater amounts of stress is impossible with our quality. On top of that, roleplays were not making as many views as they needed to fund them. So after 4 years of making that content, we decided it is in our best interest for our mental health / family that we not rely on roleplays as much as our main content. YouTube is our job. It's what we do to make a living and pay for everyone who works for us. It's a fun job, but at the end of the day, we have to make decisions that are in our best interest. To be honest, I was getting really upset with how often demands had come in for me to post faster. It caused me to rush stories that I didn't want to rush but had to. It also caused me to set dates for releases I didn't know if we could make. Diaries Rebirth was my chance to not rush, and when I felt like I was rushed, I stopped it because I no longer wanted to feel rushed on a story. I hope you guys can understand that. With that being said, Jason and I are not stopping our storytelling. We still have stories to tell, but we're not posting them on a tight schedule as we did for many years anymore. That's incredibly draining and not good for anyone's well-being. So instead, we're going to take our time making roleplays. There will no longer be a set date on when anything is airing. Instead, we want to produce the whole roleplay at our own pace before even beginning to announce anything. Again, this is a decision that helps me feel better as a person / creator and puts me at less stress to make something not rushed. So I hope you guys can understand the stand I'm taking. I also want to find some ways to make my roleplays more entertaining, so this gives me time to take that time. Since then, regarding roleplays, as far as I was able to find with my research, that's it. There has been no other updates regarding the roleplays or the production of any kind. Not in community tab, like I said, definitely not on social media, as they don't post on social media. Like I said, regarding like Twitter or platforms of that nature. And it kind of hurts from the community. That's what I have gathered. At least a lot of the community got very outraged because of this. And it does have some reason behind it. There is people who are very unfair in their hate or whatnot regarding it. But there is also some who are very valid in that. They're not mad. The community is not mad because of the delay for obvious reasons, like having a child or COVID. That's stuff you can't control. That's going to happen. However, the content that was shifted to after the roleplay ceased is, to put it lightly, made for kids. And it is apparently obvious. And the entire community feels like, I'm not going to say the entire community. Large portions of the community kind of just feel like they abandoned their previous roots and kind of just went for the easy way to make quick money and get a lot of views and subscribers and clout and whatnot like that. And it just kind of felt like a betrayal to longtime viewers who were there for the amazing storytelling and kind of just got let down after that short form, or not even short form really, just kid catered content, younger audience catered content, just got pushed and pushed. And from what I have seen from a Reddit post I made regarding making this video in the first place, not many of the audience transferred over. It's just so popular nowadays in the YouTube landscape that it was severely promoted, which isn't always a bad thing, but in this case, you know, like I said, it makes the older people in the community feel betrayed. For example, like I was saying with that Reddit post, here's a reply I got on that post that I feel kind of sums it up for a few people, or how some people might feel on here. The roleplays were fine at first, especially for the time. As the channel grew more and more they hired on, the quality increased dramatically. Around the times of season 4, 5, and 6, they could afford animations, large maps, and quite a few custom models. As far as anyone who was concerned, they were at their peak when season 6 ended. She announced she would be taking a break, but the content would still be coming, and so it did. It was different, but not in its current state, so many old fans stuck around. After the pandemic hit, she announced further delays until the situation calmed down. In the meantime, she stuck to cheap, easy-made kids content that drove many old fans away. Years passed by and still no update since that delay. Many think she forgot about us old fans. Others think that she left us for the money her new stuff was bringing in. But a few of us cling to the dying hope that maybe one day she will release the first episode of season 7. And here's another reply to the same Reddit post. I actually kind of related to this one. This is kind of how I felt about the entire situation, because it related to me pretty severely, especially with the age part that you'll see in a second here. They've definitely declined. Used to watch Aphmau 24/7 back in middle school. Now I'm an 18-year-old senior in high school who just cannot get into her new videos. Tried once when I was 16, I couldn't go past 30 seconds. I gave up on the roleplays a long while ago, due to Minecraft Diaries not being continued in 3 to 4 years. MyStreet, Minor Demons, and Phoenix Drop High were all good cover-ups. But ultimately I knew that one day that all roleplays would end. For good, maybe. So yeah, just kind of, that's how I was. When I made the reaction content, when I watched them a lot, I was in middle school. I just graduated high school a few months ago, so it's kind of weird. I feel like I couldn't get back into it, which sucks, because to tell you the truth, those episodes, those series were marvels of what you just really showcasing what can come out of the community of one game. And it's just so insane how much they were able to accomplish with different animations and models and high quality production, that it actually has inspired me personally to some extent, where I did a full-on production for a Minecraft event that was streamed on Twitch to hundreds of viewers. And I have to admit, this was a large inspiration for that. Seeing how crazy these productions were has inspired me throughout my middle school years, and like I said, even till now, to look into something of that caliber, which I just don't think I can accomplish. I'm not as talented like Jason, like I said, husband and CEO of the company as well. He is so talented, it is insane. He is crazy talented. It's just hard to see everything go downhill. And as previously mentioned, the lack of communication has also hurt a lot of the older viewers, and the fact that there hasn't been an update in almost 2 years. Well, probably closer to 2 years than 1, because like I said, community posts don't have dates. But almost 2 years ago, the last update we had regarding these, and ever since, it's just been the kid catered posts, which most of the older viewers, like mentioned in the Reddit reply, can't get into. And not too long after the cessation of those, I think it might have been in more 2021, this is something I mostly heard about. I got a little bit of context from someone on Discord, who is a moderator in the community Discord. But basically, there was also staffing concerns, and quote, almost the entire staff team was fired with little to no context. Most of them put out statements about it. And I haven't looked too much into these statements or anything like that, but the fact that people who are essential to your series, such as voice actors, modelers, especially voice actors, because those voices have been the same since 2015, 2016. I mean, and especially with little to no context on a firing, that's going to be really hard to recuperate that, even if you do decide to resume the roleplay content and production. And I don't know. Like I said, I am in no place to judge. I'm not a business owner or anything of the sort, but it is kind of strange to think about. I don't know why they would want to lose those team members when the series could be coming back in the future. That's what leads me to believe that the series isn't coming back. None of them are. But to close it all out here, both for the roleplays and for this channel that you are watching this on, I have no clue what the future may hold, because this entire channel, back before I started doing reaction content, it used to be my main channel a long time ago, back when I was 13 or 14, maybe 12, I don't even remember. But I have a different channel now. I honestly barely upload on, but feel free to go subscribe if you'd like. And it's just hard to know where the future is for the roleplay content, like I said, with losing that staffing as well as the lack of updates. It really just leads you to believe that they are not interested in producing it anymore, or they aren't going to produce it anymore for whatever the reason may be. And as for this channel, the entire premise of it was for reacting to those videos. That's how I grew an audience on this channel. And I can't exactly bring that back. I mean, I can't react if there's nothing to react to. Plus, like I said, I'm older now. I personally, I don't think I could do it, just because of the fact that reacting to videos isn't my thing. Obviously, there's adults who do it and have careers out of it, but I like to think I am a little mentally better than them. But my thoughts, it was a good place in time. It's something I was glad to be able to experience, and I hope to see it come back eventually. I really do. Even just, like I said, as a viewer, not even as a reactor, just as a viewer, I hope to see it come back eventually. It would be awesome, but I feel that the odds are fairly low for it. But feel free to voice your opinions down below. I'd be glad to hear them. I'll be discussing with you guys down there as well. Be sure to join the Aphmau community Discord. I'll leave that linked, as well as I linked a Reddit post that I made, as well as a couple other credits for helping with the research of this and stuff like that. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and feel free to subscribe. Like I said, this channel might turn into something, I don't know, but subscribe, like, all that, and yeah, have a good night, everyone.